From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
It's Wednesday, January 13th, right now on Good Morning Indiana.
It's time for my colleagues to stand up and speak out and condemn this man.
Indiana Congressman Carson calling for more action against President Trump. He's talking with our Rafael Sanchez about the violence at the Capitol and how he hopes lawmakers and Americans respond.
This morning, IPS is hosting one of its biggest events online. A look at the showcase of schools and how it can help you find the right learning path for your student.
I think now we've really kind of hit a good stride, but it's definitely been a huge change.
Women business leaders are continuing to adapt during this pandemic, how they're overcoming challenges in their businesses and finding support within each other.
And here on this Wednesday, I want to thank you for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey. Rafael, good morning to you down in Johnson County.
Good morning. I saw that sunshine yesterday, team, and I thought, out the door I go. Hello, spring. Here we come. And it was only 40 degrees, but hey, I'll take it.
Went for a nice walk. I'm hoping to do the same thing again today, Todd. How's that look?
You can definitely get out there for a walk. You're just going to have to bundle up a little bit like yesterday, but we're definitely going to start the day off with some sunshine. A little opposite as yesterday, though. Yesterday we had the sunshine in the afternoon. Later on today, we're going to see the clouds increase. So the best opportunity for the sunglasses to be used will be here this morning. And then obviously you need the coat, maybe the hat and gloves if you're going to be outside for an extended period of time. Temperatures this morning are sitting in the 20s and 30s, 32 in Bloomington right now, as well as Muncie 30 in Peru. 28 is the current temperature here in Indy. Skies are mainly clear across most of the area. There's just a little more here in the way of cloud cover up here in the northern locations. As the day plans out, we start off partly cloudy. We're up to 40 degrees already by the time we get to the noon hour with a mixture of sun and clouds. Our high today 44, so that's a couple degrees warmer than yesterday. But as the afternoon goes on, the clouds will increase. The good news, though, Lauren, is throughout the day today we will be completely dry. That changes starting tomorrow evening. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, all right, Todd, thank you. Let's get a look right now at traffic for your commute on this Wednesday morning. Taking you all the way up here to the Whitestown area, Boone County. Good morning to you. I-65, a look here near State Road 334 where traffic is traveling up to speed both northbound and southbound on your interstate. No delays to slow you down, but of course we will keep you updated. It is 6:03. A historic vote is expected today out on Capitol Hill to impeach President Trump for a second time.
Lauren, no other U.S. president has been impeached more than once. Late last night, the House approved a resolution to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office, but that likely won't get the needed support from Vice President Mike Pence. So instead, the House plans to move forward today with a vote of impeachment. It's expected to pass and be sent to the Senate for a trial where final votes would take place. However, the Senate isn't expected to complete that before the inauguration day. Rafael.
New this morning, during last week's violent Capitol Hill attack, Hoosier Congressman Carson wrote out the violent attack barricaded in his office. The congressman is among the many Democrats now seeking to impeach the president for a second time.
I want to start with some developing news. The third highest ranking Republican, Liz Cheney, has indicated that she will vote for impeachment. Your reaction, sir?
I'm proud that she, along with other Republicans, are taking a bold step against Donald Trump, even though it's late, better late than never. And, Liz Cheney comes from a family who believes in the preservation of our democracy, and Donald Trump has shown himself to be dedicated to the dismantling of our democracy, unfortunately.
How did you make sense of that the Capitol was under attack? Here you are in what is supposed to be the safest building practically in the world. How did you just compute that? And how did you sort of say, what's going on? Did you have a what's going on moment?
I was deeply concerned. And as I watched out of my window, I saw the insurrectionists. I saw Confederate flags. I heard expletives. And I knew that this was very, very serious. It told me that it was time for a reckoning within the Republican Party. And many of my colleagues who have expressed to me privately that they're embarrassed by Donald Trump's antics, that it's time for my colleagues to stand up and speak out and condemn this man. And now we're seeing a response from many Republicans who are standing up, and I commend them. But we're also seeing a response from corporate America. And I think enough is enough.
No other president has been impeached twice in American history. What does that say about our country?
My hope is that we will learn from this lesson, and moving forward, the American people will elect folks who have service in mind and people in mind and won't discriminate against one group over the other.
Congressman, thank you for joining us this morning. The congressman is also reviewing news involving an accused rioter who was arrested and possibly had the congressman's name on a possible hit list. Lauren?
Raphael, taking a turn in this afternoon, we could learn more about Indiana's vaccination plan during the state's weekly briefing on the COVID-19 pandemic. So working for you, we're looking into the vaccine clinics across central Indiana. On Tuesday, Fisher's Health Department administered its first COVID-19 vaccine at a temporary site. The department has also acquired the former Marsh supermarket at 116th Street and Brooks School Road for a mass vaccination site. That should be up and running by the end of the month. Earlier this week, health officials began administering the vaccine at the 4-H Fairgrounds in Noblesville, and the Marion County Health Department is operating one of 9 sites at 38th Street and Lafayette Road. Raphael?
COVID-19 upending another school year, forcing many schools to go back and forth with in-person learning as well as then back to virtual learning. This morning we are learning that over the next 2 weeks, IPS will phase in-class learning. So next Tuesday, January the 19th, pre-K through 3rd graders will be in person. Grades 4 through 12 will be virtual. Then, of course, the week of January the 25th, pre-K through 6th grade will be in person, while grades 7 through 12 will be on a hybrid schedule. 6th graders in middle schools will also be on that hybrid schedule with IPS. Another school district is delaying its return to in-person learning and its hybrid schedule. The District of Wayne Township reports it had a record number of positive cases among its staff just last week and a significant number of staff dealing with a quarantine situation. Wayne Township, the home of the Giants of Ben Davis, was set to welcome kids back to its schools next Wednesday, January the 20th. Students, though, will now remain online. The new return date, February the 1st.
We are really blessed to be able to follow the science and do safe learning here at Wayne.
One of the things that is a challenge is every decision that we make is supported by some and loathed by others. And so there's definitely strong opinions on both sides. And so we just have to be mindful of the impact that this has on all of our families.
You saw students there behind the superintendent. The high school age students are in vocational programs that require hands-on training at the Area 31 Career Center there by the high school. They are all required to wear face masks and to be socially distant. Wayne's plans to return to class and a hybrid schedule could change if the number of COVID cases remains high or rises here in Marion County. We will keep you updated. Megan?
Well, Roth, Central Indiana's biggest public school system is showcasing its specialty programs that benefit thousands of kids. Our Alyssa Donovan joins us live with the effort to recruit, retain, and reach out to families. Good morning, Alyssa.
Good morning, Megan. Yes, the IPS Showcase of Schools is a great opportunity for families to learn what IPS really has to offer. And I'm here with Carrie Black with IPS. This is a little different this year.
It is, because of COVID restrictions, we've moved the program to an online virtual event. But there's some neat features about that in that it's going to be longer. It's from 9 this morning till 9 at night, so a 12-hour event. And you can navigate everything from the comfort of your home.
And you said one of the great things about this is there's certain times that families can log in to ask some questions and do some live chats.
Absolutely. So when you log into the program, it's going to look like this. And then you'll have a number of different schools, more than 76 schools, district departments, programs are all here on the page. You'll be able to click in on a program and look and kind of learn a little bit about it. And then you can gather your questions. And And then from 11 to 1 in the first part of the day, or from 6 to 8 this evening, there will be live chat. So representatives from all of these schools will be available for you to ask your questions and dig a little deeper to learn about the program or that school.
Okay, and some of those programs, you guys offer a lot of different educational pathways.
Absolutely. That's the unique thing about IPS. We understand that it's not one size fits all when it comes to learning and teaching. So we have our traditional neighborhood schools that kids can walk or bike to right there in their neighborhood. But then we also have more than 10 learning models like Montessori schools, our International Baccalaureate at our Center for Inquiry schools, Reggio-inspired, Paideia, activity-based learning for kids that learn better while they're on the move. And that list goes on and on. Environmental studies. We have a school, Cold Spring, that's situated on 39 acres with hiking trails and lakes where kids can learn what they're reading in the books out in nature. And so if you want to learn more about these programs, this is the opportunity to just really explore our humongous district all in one spot and kind of figure out what works best for your child's learning.
All right, well, thank you so much, Carrie. A lot to explore today, a lot of different schools within IPS's district that you can learn about today. Again, this showcase is from 9 a.m. today until 9 p.m. You can find more details on our website, WRTV.com. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. If you want to head out to that, the weather not an issue for you today, as skies will be partly cloudy to start, and today's probably the warmest day that we have remaining this week, as highs will be in the mid-40s. You see that graph, and it's heading in a downward direction as we head towards the weekend. It's going to turn colder and potentially a little snowier across the area. More on that coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast.
1-411 to learn more.
Like, I need someone who can hear my voice and can sit with me and can just be, I think, engaged in a conversation with where I am right now.
The Rebound Indiana is our initiative to connect you with the resources you need to get through this pandemic. Career changes, new demands at home as many kids are learning virtually, and keeping the family healthy. It's no wonder more than 2 million women have left the workforce since the start of this pandemic.
Entrepreneurship and being a business owner can be a very lonely place.
I met with 3 business owners who are also mothers in the Indianapolis area. What they have to offer may be what you need to find support in these trying times.
Making sure that people know that there's this sense of community.
And so yesterday we introduced you to those 3 membership organizations looking to help women in our community find support, especially through this pandemic. All 3 businesses provide networks and resources for women and mothers here in the Indy area. And I learned that they too had to overcome some challenges in the age of COVID-19.
Indiana Originals is a search engine to help people find and support local businesses.
Mel McMahon Stone calls herself the Chief Everything Officer, or CEO, of Indiana Originals. The membership organization supports Indiana artisans, helping consumers find Hoosier-made goods.
We can help you get all of those thousands of products online. Here's how we did it.
To support her members, she created Indiana.Gifts, a virtual marketplace.
I did not think I'd be launching a new business in the pandemic, but there's a demand for it, right? A lot of our members lost their retail outlets. And it's like, how can we help you? How can we shine a spotlight on these great businesses that still exist and are still here?
Businesses like the City Moms reevaluated their business plan during the early months of the pandemic.
The City Moms is a membership collective, or we like to call it a sisterhood for the modern mom.
Janine Bobenmoyer is the Chief Mom Officer, who says her team typically planned around 10 events per week. As the pandemic forced them to go virtual, she says they were forced to take a hard look at what is most important for their members right now.
And that's been a lot for our team to really go through in those first few months of COVID. I think now we've really kind of hit a good stride, but it's definitely been a huge change.
And then there's Leslie Bailey. She co-founded Indie Maven just months before this global pandemic.
Indie Maven is a lifestyle media company specifically for women in Central Indiana.
And she took a planned maternity leave through it all. But being nimble and pivoting to meet her readers where they are helped her team to have a successful first year in business.
There have been a number of very major themes that have emerged this year that have really driven not just the content we're putting out, but like the entire direction of our business.
And she wants women to know these three groups are working together to support local women.
Making sure like that people know that there's this sense of community, because whether you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, or you're a mom, or you're single, or it's just like a lonely time. So kind of if you participate or engage with one brand, you're likely to find this whole other community amongst the others.
In a way, it's good that you have a lot of virtual power, and with everyone at home, a lot of people are turning to that a little bit more now, but then also we're not seeing you guys as needing support.
We're not exactly in a very apparent industry, our three businesses. They are in industries, but not in the sense that you can quickly or easily identify, right?
So even though we don't necessarily have like a brick and mortar, we're still in the same boat as a lot of our businesses, where every plan we had to get adjusted and had to be different.
And so I want my fellow moms and women out there to know that there's a community for you here. And in that process of finding support, you can help these three women and their businesses. So to connect with the City Moms, Indiana Originals, or Indy Maven, just click on this story. It's on our website, WRTV.com/rebound. The time right now is 6:18 on this Wednesday. Let's toss things over to Todd and see what we can expect as we head out the door.
Yeah, Lauren, as you walk out the door, we are going to be dealing with pretty quiet conditions. That's the good news. No issues on the roadways as you take the kids off to school or you head off to work. The skies are partly cloudy, and we'll have plenty of sunshine once the sun comes up. It's still obviously a little chilly. It is January by all means, with temperatures in the 20s and 30s, but these temperatures are actually running a little bit above where they were yesterday and a little bit above normal for this time of year. So anytime you're above normal in January, I think that's a pretty good start. It does feel a little bit colder though when you factor in a little bit of a breeze that is out there. Wind chill values are in the 20s across most of the area. So where do we go from here? Well, today we're going to actually warm fairly quickly once the sun comes up, as we'll see the temperatures go from the 20s where we are right now eventually by the noon hour to a temperature that's going to be right around 40 degrees, which is already above normal. Our normal high this time of year is 35, so we should surpass that by the time we get to mid-morning. As far as the clouds, there's a little bit of cloud cover here to the north in Lafayette as well as Peru. Otherwise, skies are mainly clear across most of the area. However, the clouds will increase later on this afternoon. You see this band of cloud cover from Chicago back to Omaha. That'll be making its way into our area. As the clouds come in, though, there is no moisture. It's a dry day for us all across the area. Highs today, keeping in mind that normal high of 35, 44 in Frankfort, as well as Lafayette, 46 today in Anderson, as well as about 46 in Martinsville, Newcastle, Richmond, 45 degrees, Shelbyville, Columbus to Seymour, right around 47. So temperatures are above normal. You get out there and enjoy the dry conditions this evening. The clouds will increase a little bit, but we're still hovering just below 40 degrees for your temperature. Now, tomorrow is when things start to change. There's definitely more in the way of cloud cover around throughout the entire day tomorrow, but we still get the temperature up to right around 43 degrees. As we head into tomorrow evening, there will be the potential for some rain showers to start to move in, and as the colder air comes in, maybe a little bit of a wintry mix behind that, but not expecting any issues on the roadways Thursday evening. But once that colder air starts to come in, we'll continue to have some rain and or snow showers rotate through the area on Friday. And those snow showers will continue off and on throughout the day on Saturday as well. As these snow showers come in, the biggest issue I think we may face is visibility on the roadways. Some of these snow showers could be a little potent, so keep that in mind if you're traveling, especially on the interstates over the weekend. And as far as accumulation, there'll be some minor accumulation and definitely probably enough to slicken up the roadways with some of these snow showers. So keep that in mind as well, but this is not a big snowmaker that is heading our way. Temperatures next week staying in the 30s, Lauren, with mostly cloudy skies.
All right, Todd, thank you. Let's take a look at traffic as you're heading out the door this morning. Here's a live look at I-465, a little south of I-74 there on the southeast side of town. Traffic is moving along just fine, as you can see there on your screen. We'll keep you updated if there are any other issues or trouble spots you need to avoid, but right now things are pretty quiet. Megan?
Lauren, it's now time for the moment you've been waiting for. Right now is your chance to win 3 tickets to see Mickey Mouse, Elsa, and more at Disney on Ice. The show is at Bankers Life Fieldhouse this Sunday, January 17th at 7 p.m. All you have to do is be caller number 6 right now. The phone number is on your screen. You can see it there, 317-269-1459. If you don't win now, there are other giveaways in just a few minutes. Good luck.
at Value City Furniture.
It is 6:25 on this Wednesday. Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Megan, Raphael, it's time we talk about what's trending at 6. Raphael, start us off.
A time to celebrate acts of bravery on Capitol Hill. After the frightening scenes that we've seen from the Capitol just from a week ago, many people are now sharing messages of thanks to Capitol police officers. They placed many posters lining the tunnel which runs between the Capitol and the House office buildings there in Washington, D.C. This was organized by the Committee on House Administration Republicans as a way to show appreciation for the officers' bravery during that attack. And for that, we thank them for their service.
That warms my heart.
Yes, and here's another touching tribute this morning, guys. Center Grove and Whiteland basketball teams stood together at their game last night to rally around a beloved Center Grove PA announcer. Jason Mueller is back in the hospital, unfortunately. He's continuing a long fight with ulcerative colitis, and he's an elementary school teacher. He's beloved there by the students and the student athletes. And so together the teams met center court and they wore special shirts showing their support of the voice of CG. And Raphael, Megan, on a personal note, he's a family friend. He's in the fight of his life, and it's such a lonely time to be stuck at the hospital right now with COVID. So I know he really appreciates the community's support there.
I'm sure that
we are Jason Strong. Jason, we are with you. Positive vibes for you and your family.
Go, Jason.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah. And you guys, it is January, which means it's time for Girl Scout cookies. But like any business during this pandemic, they're making some changes to their sales. The Girl Scouts of Central Indiana are now working with Grubhub for contactless deliveries. Grubhub is also waiving its delivery fee at this point in time. The new cookie delivery service will kick off January 22nd. So maybe we could send some cookies to Jason.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Cookies cheer everybody up, I think.
Absolutely.
Just what we need for this time of year. All right, Todd, speaking of cheering us up, can we warm things up a little bit?
You know, I think mid-40s in January is not a bad thing. We're going to be about 10 degrees above normal later on this afternoon. So, and the sunshine should help to cheer people up a little bit. I know a lot of people were happy yesterday when we finally got into that sunshine as we got into the mid-morning hours and then kept it all day long. This morning, partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 20s and 30s across the area as we go throughout the day today. Yesterday, we had the sunshine in the afternoon. Today, the best chance of sunshine will be this morning, but it does help to quickly warm us up to 40 degrees by the noon hour with high temperatures later on this afternoon, topping off at 45. But the clouds will start to build as the afternoon goes on, Megan. But the good news is we remain completely dry.
Todd, thank you. Well, millions of people this week are still waiting for those $600 stimulus checks. They were supposed to be deposited into bank accounts more than a week ago, and many are finding their money went to their tax preparer. And consumer reporter John Matarese explains there could be another reason as well.
Another round of stimulus checks. Another round of delays and errors. While most Americans are finding $600 in their bank accounts this month, others are not so lucky. This second round of stimulus checks was supposed to go smoother than the first, but then why are so many people complaining about problems?
The second payment was sent out January the 4th.
Niecy Boyd is one of several million H&R Block and TurboTax customers whose $600 check went to a mystery bank account this time.
But the account number, the last 4 digits I didn't recognize those. It wasn't any of my account.
H&R Block and TurboTax say they're now fixing the mix-up and getting those deposits out to the rightful owners. But that's just one reason why the mailman may not have a check for you this time. Millions of people who got a stimulus check last April don't qualify for this new round. That's because the income cutoff level was lowered from $99,000 a year to just $75,000 for you to get that full $600. If you fall into that cutoff, that stinks. Some good news, with the recent changes in Congress, those proposed $2,000 stimulus checks are now back on the table. Unfortunately, with 150 million stimulus payments going out right now, it's unlikely you'll be able to call the IRS and ask them about it. As always, don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese. Good morning, Indiana.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now on Good Morning Indiana on this Wednesday morning, this is your 6:30 news feed. Metro Police investigating 5 shootings happening just within the span of just 4 hours. 3 of the victims were shot last night on Pasadena Street, that's near 38th and Shadeland on the city's northeast side. A woman and a man pronounced dead at the scene. Another woman was taken to the hospital. We're told that she's in critical condition.
Also yesterday, Raphael, a man was shot on Hillside Avenue near 25th Street on the near north side. He later died at a hospital. In addition, a woman was shot and killed on Boulevard Place just north of West 38th Street near Crown Hill Cemetery. Police say that a man was shot dead on Stratford Court at an apartment complex near 42nd and Post Road.
A major police reform bill is on the way to the full Indiana House. The bill would establish guidelines for de-escalating training for all police officers in the state. It would also ban police from using chokeholds except in rare circumstances, and officers who turn off body cameras would be charged with misdemeanors. The bill passed unanimously out of the House committee.
The Pacers, they did not leave their hearts in San Francisco. They instead picked up a big win late last night in the city by the Bay. Miles Turner, he hit a go-ahead three-pointer with just under 3 minutes to play. Go ahead, Miles. The Pacers beat Golden State 104-95. Indiana now tied with the Milwaukee Bucks for first place in the Central Division. Go Pacers, and welcome to Good Morning Indiana on this Wednesday. It is great to have you with us.
And in Studio A, it's so nice being inside here with Lauren, Casey, and Todd Clausen. Ralph, we miss you, but social distancing still. And
Yes.
we're looking at hopefully some sunshine.
Yes, I'm hearing from Todd Clausen that this is the nicer day of the week. So, Todd, what can we expect?
Yeah, you know, we finally got the sunshine back yesterday, and we're going to carry it over to today as well. And today is probably the last day that we have a decent amount of sunshine in the forecast for the remainder of the week. And it's also the warmest day of the week. So that's why you really need to take advantage of today. A little chilly this morning, though. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s, but for this time of year, it could be a lot worse here in mid-January. Skies are partly cloudy. You notice just a little bit of haze here. It's just a little bit of moisture that's still out there across central Indiana. And so as you walk out the door, you may feel a little dampness, but we're not expecting any precipitation throughout the day today, as we should be completely dry. Just a little more in the way of cloud cover this morning here in northern locations, but eventually this cloud cover you see across parts of Illinois and Iowa, that is going to make its way in our direction. The trend today will be for increasing cloud cover across the area, but enjoy the sunshine while it's out. It should be up to about 40 degrees by the time we get to the noon hour, with high temperatures today topping off, Lauren, in the mid-40s as those clouds start to increase.
All right, Todd, thank you. Let's take a look at your commute this Wednesday morning. This is I-70 and Sherman Drive. You can see we do have a vehicle there in the right shoulder, but everything else is traveling smoothly, not causing any slowdowns on the east side at this hour. Of course, we'll continue to monitor things and keep you updated. Megan?
Lauren, thanks. More people may soon be able to get the COVID-19 vaccine. The federal government is asking states to speed up delivery processes and expand eligibility. The new guidelines say states should immediately start vaccinating people ages 65 and older, as well as younger people with certain health conditions. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar says the government will no longer hold back the second dose of the 2-dose shots. He says the government is confident that Pfizer and Moderna are making enough of the vaccine, which will allow everyone to get a second dose. And we asked the Indiana State Department of Health if they are prepared to expand vaccination efforts. This is what they told us, quote, "The state has received more than 520,000 doses of the vaccine, and nearly all doses have been accounted for with scheduled appointments. We will continue to expand eligibility as quickly as vaccine supplies permit," end quote. The health department says it will continue with scheduled appointments for people ages 80 and older, long-term care residents, health care workers, and first responders. Raphael.
Megan, the Hamilton Southeastern School Board is scheduled to meet and to talk about the possibility of returning to in-person learning. Here are the details on this Wednesday morning. Right now, all K through 12th graders in the district are doing virtual instruction. As it stands now, students are expected to return to a form of in-person instruction next Tuesday, January the 19th. In a message released just last week, the superintendent said that while cases are not spiking, the impact of holiday gatherings may still drive up those numbers. The Fishers Health Department lists the community risk right now at a level 4, with the 7-day positivity rate at just over 14%. Under that rating and under those conditions, virtual instruction is recommended. Lauren?
Raphael, they're looking ahead to what they hope is a normal school year this fall. Next, our own Alyssa Donovan has a preview of how one school district is showcasing to parents everything they can offer students. The time right now is 6:34. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Visit GetStewart.com.
Time now is 6:37. Welcome back. This is the time of year when Indianapolis Public Schools shows off what they have available for students for the next school year. But of course, it will look different this year due to the pandemic, Lauren.
Yeah, just like everything else, right, Megan? IPS, they're hoping for a more normal school year starting in the fall. And so today is the day when parents can find out all of the options about how their kids can learn. There's a lot of different choices. And our own Alyssa Donovan is joining us live this morning with more on today's Showcase of Schools. Hey, Alyssa.
Good morning, Lauren and Megan. And you know what? There are so many different options within the IPS school district. Kids could get into performing arts or STEM programs. And I'm here with Carrie Black. You said there's a lot of different educational pathways for kids and their families.
Absolutely. Within our 76 schools, we have more than 11 learning models at the K-8 level. And then our high schools, we have several dozen different options within the all-choice programming at high school. Things like Montessori, Pediatric. These are programs that in other places you would only find in private schools and pay thousands of dollars. And here at IPS, you can get that kind of programming for free.
And IPS Showcase of Schools a little different this year. It's all virtual, and you have some tips.
I do. So you're going to, when you go to myips.org, you'll click on a button that will take you to this page for Showcase of Schools. And here's my pro tip. Start right here. This is an orientation video. It's going to tell you all about the different types of schools, those learning models that I mentioned, and our high school choice programming, and give you a really good orientation of the district. Once you go through there, then you're ready to go. If you're looking for elementary school, you can click there, high school, and then you'll see pages that look like this that has all of our different schools. You can click on the school that you're interested in, see a video from our principals, Principal John Edge at Arlington Middle School, see photos. You can click on the websites and just learn lots of things. And then I recommend you gather all of your questions, and then we're going to have a couple of live chat periods today. So from 11 to 1. And then from 6 to 8, you'll be able to check in, and there will be representatives from all of our different schools available to answer your questions live and allow you to really dig deeper.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Carrie. So a lot of different options today for you to learn about these different schools that IPS has to offer. Again, the IPS Showcase of Schools, all virtual this year, but that comes with some benefits, and it's from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Reporting live, I'm Alyssa Donovan, WRTV.
Alyssa, thank you so much. We continue to cover education this morning here on Good Morning Indiana. COVID-19 is upending this school year as well, forcing many schools to go back and forth between in-person learning and virtual instruction. Over the next 2 weeks, IPS will now phase in-class learning. Next Tuesday, January the 19th, pre-K through third graders will be in person. Grades 4 through 12 will be virtual. Then the week of January the 25th, pre-K through sixth graders will be in person, while grades 7 through 12 will be on a hybrid schedule. Sixth graders who attend middle schools will also be on that hybrid schedule. Another school district is delaying its return to in-person learning as well as its hybrid schedule. Wayne Township on the west side of Indianapolis reports it had a record number of positive cases of COVID cases among its staff just last week, and a significant number dealing with a quarantine situation. Wayne Township, the home of the Giants of Ben Davis, was set to welcome kids back to its schools next Wednesday, January the 20th. Students will now remain online. The new return date is February the 1st.
I have great leadership that really goes by the science, and they care about us like they would their family member. I think it's disheartening to put teachers at risk and students at risk by not following the science.
The decisions we make each and every day not only impact the 16,500 children we have and the 2,500 employees, but our entire community and all of the families that are impacted by the decisions. We are trying to operate and make decisions in the best interest of safety for our students while still trying to maintain a high-quality education.
Now, you saw students there behind the superintendent. The high school age students are in vocational programs that require hands-on training at the Area 31 Career Center by the high school. They are all required, as you saw, to wear face masks and to be socially distanced. And by the way, Wayne Township's plan to return to class on February the 1st could change if COVID numbers remain high or they rise. We'll keep you updated over the next couple of days. Megan?
Thanks, Raphael. Coming up next, the story of a nurse who made children her career, but whose healthcare calling took a turn when COVID-19 became a factor, Lauren.
And Moana may be from the islands, but this week her home is on the ice, just like Elsa. Coming up, we have your chance to win tickets to Disney on Ice live right here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Todd?
And Lauren, as we go throughout the next couple days, temperatures will be on a downward trend. We're still in the 40s for today and tomorrow. That puts us above normal. Mid to upper 30s by Friday, and then down near freezing for the weekend. With the colder air comes our next storm as well. We'll talk all about it coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast.
America's #1 Tempur-Pedic retailer.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. So Megan, it's no secret that medical workers are stretched thin during this pandemic, and now some pediatric nurses are stepping up to help adult patients in other hospitals.
That's right, Lauren. I spoke with one nurse who wanted to share her story from the front lines of the pandemic.
It's unlike anything I've really ever experienced.
This video diary is just a glimpse into a 6-week stint for pediatric nurse Kayla Meeks. Normally, she works 5 days a week at Riley Hospital for Children, but now she spends 2 to 3 days away from children to help where she's needed most. At IU Health Arnett Hospital in Lafayette.
The healthcare system is just overwhelmed.
Meeks is there to ease the workload on nurses treating adults in the COVID-19 unit.
Nurses are literally rock stars. I mean, they've been taking multiple COVID patients on a daily basis, like every shift that they have for months now.
We're talking nearly double the patients. Meeks says the extra help from the Children's Hospital is appreciated.
They're just always so thankful. Like immediately their response is, thank you so much for coming.
While at Arnett, she's put to use. Meeks is also a certified critical care nurse, and her presence is helping fill a void.
People are getting COVID, so there are nurses that are out, and there is nursing burnout. So we kind of come in and been able to relieve just some gaps too.
Those gaps are serving people who sometimes come to Arnett Hospital from rural areas.
Because Delphi and all those smaller communities, like those are where a lot of those patients are coming from.
It's a variety of people who Meeks says need care.
You see a lot of different realms. You see a lot of different types of sick.
Now these healthcare workers are working together to help the community make it through this pandemic.
It's really awesome because it shows how healthcare workers can adapt to whatever, we need to go to.
Meeks says she's not only a nurse, but also a COVID-19 survivor. She says she had the virus months ago and got all of the symptoms. So she wanted to remind everyone to do their part to help prevent the spread. Time now is 6:47. Let's get a look at the weather with Todd Klassen.
All right, as we make our way through the middle of the week here, Megan, we are going to feature the warmest day of the week, and also it is going to be dry with some sunshine. So that is good news if you have any plans on this Wednesday to be out and about, and even some sunshine again today. And you need to enjoy that sunshine because after today, I think the sunshine is going to be few and far between as we go forward through the weekend and into next week as well. And in fact, we're going to be dealing with some rain and some snow showers by the end of the week and into the weekend. Outside right now, pretty quiet all across the area. The temperature sits right now in Indianapolis at the airport at 28 degrees with a wind chill of 21. The winds are at a southwest, not super strong, but it's that southwesterly wind that is keeping the temperatures in the 20s and 30s right now. On a typical January morning, if we had light winds and clear skies, we'd probably be a lot colder than this, but those southwesterly winds are helping us out this morning. 31 in Greencastle, 32 in Lafayette, 26 in Richmond. That's the cool spot. There are wind chills in the 20s, so you definitely do need to bundle up a little bit as you get going here today. And as we go throughout the next couple hours, we'll stay in the 20s, then we quickly move through the 30s by mid-morning, and your noontime temperature is all the way up to 40 degrees already. That's putting us above normal. We'll tack on 5 more degrees for you for your high temperature by 3 p.m. as the clouds start to increase. So it's not completely sunny throughout the entire day today, as the clouds will increase a bit as we head into the afternoon hours. And you see a bit of that cloud cover here off to our west. But we do remain dry for not not only the daytime hours, but this evening as well, as skies will be mostly cloudy with temperatures that'll be hovering in the mid to upper 30s across the area. Now, tomorrow we're still in the 40s, so the temperatures are good tomorrow. The problem is we're going to bring in the clouds once again for your Thursday. It becomes a mostly cloudy day with a few peaks of sunshine here or there. And then once we get past the 6 o'clock hour, there will be the potential, I think, of a band of some rainfall that'll be making its way into the area. And this is the leading edge of the colder air that'll be coming in. You notice the timestamp here, 4 o'clock. A lot of this out ahead of that is not going to reach the ground. But this band of rain will come through, maybe a little bit of mixed precipitation on the back side of it. But we're not going to be dealing with any slippery conditions Thursday evening. That could change throughout the day Friday and eventually into Saturday. We have this upper level low. It's going to pinwheel some snow showers through at times. It's not a steady snow by any means, but snow showers Friday afternoon and evening, and then throughout the day on Saturday as well, and maybe even into Sunday. Some minor accumulations are possible, Lauren, but we're not looking at any significant snow across the area.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look at our commute for this hour. It is 6:50, and here's a live look at I-69 up at State Road 38. This is near the Pendleton area. At the very bottom of your screen, we do have a stalled semi. It's off in the shoulder, so it's not blocking any travel lanes this morning, and everything's still moving past it up to speed, so that is good news. We'll continue to keep you updated. Raphael?
I think baby Archie would love this, Lauren. It's back. Elsa, Ariel, and all your other Disney favorites will be hitting the ice this week at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Right now, your chance to win a family 3-pack of tickets to this Sunday's performance of Disney on Ice. All you have to do, really easy, the number right there on your screen, 317-269-1459. Caller number 6 is the winner. So call now and best of luck. Your top stories next, right here on WRTV.
RTV.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. 6:53 on your Wednesday, and we're keeping a close eye on traffic this morning. Here at the bottom of your screen, you can see a stalled semi. This is on I-69 all the way up at State Road 38 in the Pendleton area. Looks like traffic is moving along past this spot up to speed, but as you can see, has the flashers on. So if you are driving on the interstate and you see someone on the side of the road, just a reminder to everyone to move over if you can safely do so. Megan?
All right, thanks, Lauren. And we'll check your midweek forecast in a moment. But first, your top stories in the news. Raphael?
Let's get it started. It appears that Congressman Andre Carson of Indianapolis, a Democrat, was among those targeted during last week's riots at the U.S. Capitol. Federal investigators say that 70-year-old Lonnie Kaufman of Alabama loaded his truck with an arsenal of guns and bombs and parked about a block from Capitol grounds. Investigators found a handwritten note in which they say that Kaufman had a list of good guys and bad guys. Investigators say that Congressman Carson's name was on that note, but not in either category. However, they note that Carson is one of a small number of Muslims serving in the U.S. House.
Eli Lilly's Political Action Committee suspending donations to Indiana Republican House members who voted against certifying the 2020 election results. That includes Representative Jim Banks, Jackie Walorski, Greg Pence, and Jim Baird. During the 2020 cycle, Lilly PAC donated $10,000 to Banks and Walorski and $5,000 to Pence. $1,000 went to Baird. Lilly released this statement saying in part, quote, "We expect any candidate we support to demonstrate respect for our democratic process and institutions. As such, Lilly PAC will suspend political giving to those who voted against certification of the 2020 election results," end quote. Eli Lilly is one of multiple corporations suspending political donations following last week's deadly riots at the Capitol.
The Fishers Health Department has started giving out COVID-19 vaccines at a temporary site. The department has acquired the former Marsh Supermarket at 116th Street and Brooks School Road for the mass vaccination site. And that should be up and running by the end of the month. The goal is to vaccinate up to 1,000 people there per day. Earlier this week, Hamilton County health officials began giving the vaccine at the 4-H fairgrounds in Noblesville.
The countdown is on to the 2020 College Football National Championship game at Lucas Oil Stadium. Indy received the official handoff from the College Football Playoff Committee as the next host city. While they're hoping for a full house at Lucas Oil, the local committee says it will have several health contingency plans based on the current state of the pandemic. We hope, of course, that by that point, we'll all have a good shot and we'll be better off, right? Hopefully we can say bye to COVID-19, right?
All right, absolutely. All right, outside right now, it's pretty quiet. Temperatures are in the 20s and 30s. 45 this afternoon with increasing clouds as we go into the afternoon hours after some morning sunshine. So today's the warmest day you see in your 7-day planning forecast, and it probably features, unfortunately, the most sunshine that we'll see over the next 7 days. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 43. Friday, we deal with rain and or snow showers. It will be rain showers to start, then transitioning to snow showers as the colder air comes in. More snow showers in the forecast for Saturday. As far as any accumulation, there'll be probably minor accumulation across the area. Roads could become slick in spots, but we're not looking at any significant snow. Most of the accumulations should be a coating to maybe an inch or so, and then a pretty quiet Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Thanks, Todd. We're back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America with news, weather, and traffic updates.
And remember, all your news can be found throughout the day on the WRTV News app. Want to thank you for joining our team on Good Morning Indiana. Have a great Wednesday.